Yo, what's going on, YouTube boxing community? It's your boy Girth from the Sweet Science Brothers Boxing. Yo, I've been on this long-ass hiatus. My last video was definitely before the Sergey Kovalev-Andre Ward fight. I'm going to just briefly talk about why I haven't been around. After that fight, what can I say? That was just a tremendous fucking black eye for the sport. The wrong guy won the fight, as most of you know. Most of us sane people had it, 115, 112, or 116, 111 because of the knockdown. And somehow Ward wins. It was a dicey, seasoned hometown cooking for the American fighter by the American judges. The American gold medalist beat the Russian in America with 3 American judges. So you know how it is. The American who got knocked down, who probably landed only a handful of right hands in the whole fight, he won the fight. So we all know what time it is. Andre, son of judges, won that fight, and it pissed me the fuck off. I didn't stop watching boxing, but, I was just like, I became disenfranchised from the sport, honestly. I'll be honest, I'm keeping it real. But I'm back here to just talk about who I think is going to win the fight in their rematch and a couple other things. As you know, I got my boy Sergey Kovalev winning this fight. I mean, I just do, like I did the last fight. I think the second fight's going to be an extension of the first fight. It's going to be very similar. I just think that Kovalev is going to tweak certain things. He's going to do certain things he should have done in the first fight. But he all around fought such a good fight. It's difficult to want to risk changing up too much because he did fight such an excellent fight. Let me tell you, if that fight was in any other country in the world, or there was a mixed set of nationalities on that judging board, we'd have a different fucking winner. A lot of Americans want to complain that they don't like to go overseas to fight. Oh, there's going to be biases, blah, blah, blah. But it seems, time and time again, we see that shit over here. So, but anyway, I think Kovalev is going to go to the body a bit more. I think he's going to be, tossing that straight right hand to the body that we've seen him do in the past. I think he's going to hit Ward with a couple of those. And, get some options, just throw in a little bit more options than he did last time. Because it seemed like he wanted to hit Ward with that right hand to the face so much that it was somewhat easy for Ward to telegraph. Once that right hand was coming, he knew where it was going. So hopefully, he'll toss some body shots in there. But I see him knocking Ward down a couple times in this fight. I see him knocking him down more than once. What I think Ward is going to try to do in the fight, I think he's going to do a lot of complaining to the referee during the fight. I think it's going to get dirty pretty early, and he's going to be very vocal. If anybody paid attention to the first fight, Ward was very vocal with the referee in the first fight, but the referee did a hell of a good job. He really, he to me it seemed like the referee saw what Ward was doing. He warned Kovalev a bit excessively, I thought, but it is what it is. So I think Ward is going to be a little bit more vocal with the referee, and he's going to try to get some sort of points deduction or try to get Kovalev to stop controlling his head, because we all know that Ward likes to come in with his head, And I think a lot of the clinching in the last fight was basically Kovalev protecting himself from, Andre Ward's known plan A, which is coming in with his fucking head. So, that's what I think. So I think Ward's going to be trying to get a little bit more aggressive in the clinch, and I think he's going to be a little bit vocal. But I see this fight being, a bit more clear than the last fight. I see there being multiple knockdowns and Kovalev basically winning a 116, 110 because of 2 knockdowns type of win. But I want to talk about some of the things I've been seeing too. We've been seeing, all this John David Jackson, Andre Ward shit. And I want to just brush up on that. I think Andre Ward has given up on his own abilities, him and Virgil Hunter, and they're trying to get inside Kovalev's head because they know that that's the best chance they have of winning. They know that their fighter, and Andre Ward knows this of himself, doesn't have the abilities that Sergey Kovalev has. His jab's not harder, it's not faster. He has absolutely no right hand whatsoever. You know, so they're giving up on that, and they're trying to get inside Kovalev's head. And they've been talking a lot about racism and all this, and they're trying to get into the judge's ears. That's why we're seeing Ward's camp be very, very vocal. It's not because, you know, they're appalled at the level of racism of Sergey Kovalev. We all saw that video Sergey Kovalev shared. I shared that on my Facebook page, too. I thought that video was hilarious. It's unfortunate that this guy can't have the same sense of humor that we all have. You know, otherwise people are going to start stepping on his fucking toes. If Sergey Kovalev meant those statements about the gorilla on the t-shirt, I forgive him as an American. The same way I forgave Mike Tyson, same way I forgave Bernard Hopkins for their, you know, bigoted statements. So if indeed that's what he meant, and it was racially driven, bigoted statements, you know, it is appalling, and he apologized for it. I like to forgive and forget. I'm a boxing fan. I pay good money to see other men beat the shit out of other people. You know, I see ring card girls and the misogynies at the event, and gambling and alcohol being thrown at people. So who the fuck am I to try to sit on some sort of moral fucking throne and look down upon everybody else? You know, plus, you know, I know how it is in Eastern Europe. They don't have a history of multiculturalism out there, so they lack a little bit of empathy toward, you know, other people's struggles, because they've never really dealt with it. It's different for us here in America. I mean, we have a whole Black History Month here, and we're taught about some of the, you know, terrible things that have gone on. So, you know, we definitely have more empathy here for sure. But, you know, I don't care about any of that stuff. Sergey Kovalev is not, you know, he's not asking for my approval to take my daughter out on a date. He's not my spiritual guider. He's not, you know, a politician I'm voting for. He's nothing to me except someone who I love to see fight, you know? And let's get it straight. If the sport was filled with boxers like Andre Ward, if the champions were filled with people of that caliber, the sport would be fucking dead. All right, the sport of boxing would be no more. If Andre Ward was the type of fighter that, you know, occupied all the belts in every division, that type of jab, headbutt, clinch, hit you in the fucking back, in the back of the head. If all our champions were like that, motherfuckers would be watching UFC. When's the last time Andre Ward knocked somebody out, a contender in his own weight class? The last time I can remember him knocking anybody out, aside from putting Paul Smith, who probably can't fight his way out the bathroom if I held the door closed on the other side. The last time I remember Andre Ward getting a knockout is with Chad Dawson, and Chad Dawson got, apparently he got KO'd by Edison Miranda weeks before that fight in sparring, and he was coming in at, you know, at a weight class that he wasn't competing at regularly. So I don't know if he fought at 168 earlier. Yeah, I think he did. I think he fought Tomas Adamek at 168.
No. That was 175.
Yeah, so my brother corrected me. It was at 175, but you know, he went down to fight Andre Ward, and he was drained. You know, we need to keep it 100. So this motherfucker, he can't hit worth dick, and we like to watch knockouts. You know, I know knockouts aren't the only aspect of the sport. There were people who didn't have high KO ratings like Sweet Pea, and we all love Sweet Pea. You know, Andre Ward is just fucking boring. His lifestyle is boring. Who he is boring. There's nothing exciting about him. The way he talks shit is boring.
The personality of a desk.
You know? Yeah, he's got the personality of a desk. He's like a lava lamp, dude. It's interesting when you first see it, but then after a couple days, you just pull it out of the plug. Take it out of the living room, you know? So, you know, I got Sergey Kovalev winning this fight, and Andre Ward is bad for boxing. And I've said that to a couple people, and I don't care about whatever charity he's into or all that. He's just, like I said, he's just fucking boring. And he has probably no intention to unify and get all the belts in his division. This motherfucker's probably going to retire soon.
He ain't fighting no beater.
Yeah, he ain't fighting beater. I mean, he ain't fighting anybody. They were talking about him going to heavyweight. He was talking about how he wanted to go to heavyweight and challenge some guys up there. And I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about?
He said the right opponent.
He said the right opponent. Yeah.
And he mentioned like John Ruiz.
Yeah, he
like
said
John Ruiz.
some shit. Listen, some of these American fighters, with all due respect, they wipe their ass with the sport. You know, Andre Ward talking about he wants to get a John Ruiz type opponent. He's wiping his ass with the sport we love, the sport of boxing. So, you know, So fuck Andre Ward. You know, fuck his fans. You know, everybody wants to jump on this ultra nationalistic, you know, fucking bandwagon all of a sudden. Oh, I'm an American, so I should be, you know, supporting Andre Ward. Motherfucker, this ain't the Cold War.
It's not the Olympics.
This is my life. I want to be entertained, bro. If I want to be fucking bored, I'll go to the DMV. You know, I'll do some shit like that. I want to watch boxing, all right? And I don't give a fuck who's winning. I like Manny Pacquiao. I'm not from the Philippines. I like Terrence Crawford. I'm an American, but that's not why I like him. Like I said, if Andre Ward was a type of fighter like Terrence Crawford, red, white, and blue all day. America, good country.
Yeah,
but yo, but he ain't like that.
No.
So he's just, you know, he's just fucking boring, dude. This is a man who has no right hand. Like literally, when he throws a right hand, it's like, bro, Kovalev just eats that shit. Like it hit him, and bro, Andre Ward's best punch didn't phase Sergey Kovalev at all. He stood there, took a left hook, and it was like, what's good? What about it? Anything that Kovalev hit Ward with clean, it was like bang, bang. And we seen Ward stumbling around and shit. It was crazy. He was outlanded, outthrown, outjabbed, or I think they were even on the jabs according to CompuBox, which is a flawed system. But he was basically outdone in every category, knocked down and hurt several times, and somehow he gets the fucking decision. Give me a fucking break, dude. If that's not a hometown cooking, I don't know what it is. And if you motherfuckers don't think that's a hometown cooking, I don't want you to be from that same crowd that thinks Lara beat Canelo, or that, you know, because I'm catching a lot of the same people who think Lara beat Canelo coming up on that Andre Ward bandwagon saying Andre Ward beat Kovalev. Motherfucker, suck my dick. Peace out.